Hello, everyone. I thought I'd pull together a little overview presentation on the characteristics of, really superior leaders. In front of you are some pictures of some great leaders throughout history. I didn't go back too far. I think Thomas Edison, Frederick Douglass probably is the furthest I went back, and Shackleton, of course, is there. Grace Hopper, um, oh, Grace was really the grandmother of the computer. She really built the computer. Doesn't get a lot of credit for it either. But I want to talk about the different characteristics and what makes a great leader and what are some of the attributes. And one of the most important things is your words. You can stand up in front of your team and you can espouse all kinds of visions and talk about values and talk about approaches and talk about teamwork and collaboration and all those kinds of things. Your team is going to measure you on your deeds. They'll listen to your words and they'll watch your behavior. And if there's an inconsistency between your words and your deeds, if you don't walk the talk, then your credibility is dramatically going to be tarnished. I have personally witnessed senior executives, groups of vice presidents that allowed their ego to destroy companies because of their lack of respect for their colleagues. They thought that they knew everything and no one was going to tell them, and they were the greatest thing next to sliced bread. They wouldn't listen. They wouldn't work together as a group. They created so much dysfunction in the organization that the competitors came in and just gobbled up their marketplace. And before they knew it, it was too late, and they were gone. So be careful about your ego. Make sure you check your ego. Don't allow it to run roughshod over you. And make sure that you approach it like, hey, this is not about me. This is about the company. This is about the customer. This is about the team. This is about group success. And if the team is successful, then I'm going to be successful because I'm the leader. Yeah, that's what the philosophy here is all about. Behaviors that derail managers, things that can cause you to be put on a shelf somewhere, put in the back room, back corner, terminated. What are some of those things? Insensitivity to others. I know a lot of managers out there that just rude and insensitive. I happen to work with one, and a senior executive, and we traveled all over, and this was the most insensitive, rude person I've ever met in my life. But they had a blind spot in the old Johari window. They didn't realize it, and they wouldn't listen to others who tried to tell them. That can really derail you. Being abusive, intimidating, and bullying behavior. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are bullies out there. I see them. They are out there. They get in your face. They beat you down verbally. They strip away your self-esteem. They're there. And sooner or later, the scales of life balance, and the organization will eventually purge them. Cold, aloof, and arrogant. You know, just not just because I'm a manager does not give me the right to walk by you and not say hello, to walk by you and not smile, to walk by you and have a short conversation. You know, I need to be human because I'm dealing with humans. And people have feelings and people have emotions, and I need to be in touch with them. Too smart complex. Just because you're the manager doesn't mean you're the smartest person on the team. There are probably people on the team that know far more about certain aspects of the process than you do. Your job is to bring everybody together like you're a conductor of an orchestra, making sure that the parts are working, making sure that the whole is successful, making sure that there's synergy, not putting people down because, hey, wait a minute, I didn't think of that, therefore, we're not going to do it. Burning too many bridges. I hate to admit it. We live in a political world. There's a lot of politics going on. But when you get frustrated, when you get upset, when you say things that you shouldn't say, when you do things that you shouldn't do, when you burn a bridge, it's only going to come back to haunt you. Betraying trust. This is absolutely, you can't do this. Because you're the manager, people can find it. You can't talk about people at the lunch table. You can't talk about your employees to other senior managers. I mean, it's just not right, because eventually it's going to work its way back, and then people are going to look at you, and there's a bond of trust that's going to be broken forever. Missing commitments and failures to inform others. It's not good enough. Yes, and let me tell you this first. Yes, there will be unforeseen circumstances that prevent you from fulfilling the commitment. It's going to happen. But I'm going to pick up the phone on Friday and I'm going to call you and say, "Look, I know I know I said I'd have this on Monday, but I can't get it. I'm sorry, and I'm going to have to renegotiate." I don't walk into the meeting on Monday without my deliverable, because then I'm going to develop a reputation that he doesn't deliver. Failure to admit mistakes and blaming others; these go hand in glove, and will really tarnish your credibility as a leader. You don't blame others. You problem solve. Being overly political and ambitious, people will read through that as you're phony. In micromanagement, we talked about it. We don't have to micromanage people today. The technology's out there. People have access to information. They can make decisions. They're smart. They're well educated. Get out of the way. Frame the box. In the box, go ahead. That's your job. You go ahead and you create. You innovate. And as people become experienced, you open up that box for them and allow them more. Step back. Get out of their way. Don't treat people as numbers, and yet we still do in many high-tech organizations, especially. We look at people as numbers. There are some managers that can't delegate. And this goes hand in glove with the micromanagement. Cut loose the umbilical cord. Allow people, to make decisions. Unable to build a team. Can't do much today without a team. Organizations are becoming flatter, as I mentioned, and if you don't have a good team, you're going to be in trouble. You're not going to get that synergy you need. The other side of the coin, let's take a look at the characteristics of superior leaders. Top one, personal integrity. We don't lie, we don't cheat, we don't steal, we don't manipulate others. Honesty goes hand in glove with who we are, and people know it. Competent. I don't have to be the most competent person. People on my team will know far more than I do, but I need to have some understanding of the business that we're in, some understanding of the processes that we are responsible for. Expect the best. This is the old Jack Welch thing. When he was at GE, he would set stretch goals, and he would expect people to meet them. And they would celebrate, by the way. If you came in at only 80% of your goal, that was success. In a lot of cases, if you come in at 80% of your goal, it's treated as a failure, and it shouldn't be. If it's a stretch goal, focus on a mission and vision. And these two things, I'm telling you, they can ignite an organization. They can bring a sense of purpose and meaning and get people energized. That's what a good vision and mission statement will do. Great leaders are decisive and efficient. They certainly can make decisions. And they scan their environment and they're proactive in initiating opportunities. They don't wait to react to things, they create things. And it's certainly, the glass is half full. The glass is never half empty with a superior leader. They embrace Kaizen, which is really an advocate for continuous process improvement. Always looking, what can we do better? What can we do faster? What can we do cheaper? That's the philosophy that they have. And they drive positive change. And positive change means they want to hit the top line. They want to grow the revenue line. And they want to cut cost on the expense line. And those are absolutely important things to do. Set high standards. We talked about that in terms of stretch goals. Your task as a manager, by the way, one of the fundamental core responsibilities is to be a coach. And a coach is that you are providing constructive feedback, not destructive feedback, but constructive feedback, helping people, supporting people, helping people become more productive. That's your task. And providing positive recognition, which is, by the way, high octane fuel. People need it. And this, as simple a statement that I can make, it could be as simple as saying thank you. Thank you for coming in Saturday. Thank you for the report. Thank you for working overtime. Thank you for just being here. And being positive every day. And we talked about developing a strong team, and insisting teamwork and collaboration speaks for itself. And trust people, trust that people will do what's right for the organization and right for the company, and certainly encourage risk taking. Those are some keys. Last slide here. Treat failure as an opportunity to learn. And the next one you really is empower people to do their jobs. And when you empower people to do their jobs, there are going to be mistakes. People are going to stub their toe. They're going to screw up. And we need to embrace that failure and learn from it. Those concepts are key. Is visible. Managing by wandering around. MBWA is an old Tom Peters term. And Tom Peters is still one of the great management gurus out there. Wrote the watershed first really watershed book on management, In Search of Excellence. And what this means is get out of your office, wander around, go meet some people, go say hello, go stop in somebody's office and chit chat. Just get out, catch people doing something right, and recognize them right there on the spot, which really gets into effective communicator. Not just presentations, but opening up channels so you can communicate in, using various formats to reinforce your message. We talked about the importance of being a good coach and building a cross-functional collaboration in networks. Get rid of the silos. Silos will shrink an organization's ability to be successful. And the fight is not between silos, between marketing and sales or manufacturing and engineering. The fight's in the marketplace with the competition. Therefore, we need to reach across the organizational chart and embrace our colleagues on the other side and work together in a synergistic fashion. And the last one is really constantly reinforcing goals and values. And these values, by the way, once we set a vision that this is where we're going in the future, I think a great leader would then take the next step and create and draft a set of operating principles. These are the things that we're going to do, the governed behavior, that on our journey to achieve our vision, this is how we're going to behave. This is us as an organization. And reinforce those every time you get a chance. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening.